How do we keep up with inflation? That's an important question that needs to be answered when one is considering retirement planning. It can have a very detrimental effect on the amount of income you'll have to live on in retirement. Joining us to explain the impact of inflation and how retirees can prepare for it is Adam Moeller of Denver, Colorado. Welcome back, Adam.
Thanks. Great to be here again, Scott.
You know, the last time we saw such anxiety over inflation was back in the 70s. Before we discuss its effects, can you start by telling us what inflation actually is?
Sure, Scott. Simply put, inflation is the increase of costs and goods that we use on a daily basis. For example, if a gallon of milk cost you $2 today and tomorrow it costs $2.10, then we had inflation of 5%.
So then how is inflation a threat to retirees?
Scott, it is. It's a huge risk. Retirees may not be losing money now. They may be in products where they have some sort of guarantee where their principal is safe. But inflation is a huge risk. If you're on a fixed income, which a lot of retirees are, say you're making $1,000 a month in this fixed retirement, and inflation is at 5% or more that we could see in the future. When your $1,000 a month is only really buying you $950 worth of goods and services, that's a huge hit.
So again, with inflation in mind, what should retirees consider when retirement planning?
Scott, retirees should be very aware of the type of income they have coming in. A lot of times advisors will lock in a rate with a certain company where a retiree has a payout coming to them, and that rate locks in, and that rate may be a little bit higher now, but in a few years from now, when we do start seeing some big number inflations, those numbers aren't going to look so great. So locking in a rate right now, that's the first thing that you need to look at. Secondly, I was a broker for 7 years, and a lot of the 4% rule definitely was something that we talked about with our clients. The first thing is that people aren't making 4% on their money. The second thing is that inflation's at some time here in the future, I think, is going to be over 4%. So if you had $1 million and you're taking $40,000 a year out and thinking that your principal is going to be safe, that may be the case today, but going forward with inflation so high and with the interest rates so low, I just don't think that that's going to be a good solution. Scott, there's a lot of products out in the marketplace today to fight inflation. Like I said, I think in a previous segment that we did, but the biggest risks that I see are longevity, how much you're going to make return, whether that's in the market or interest rates, as well as inflation. Those are the biggest risks going forward. Now, there are products out there that will take care of all of those for you, as well as give you a guaranteed income stream for the rest of your life. Meeting with a qualified financial representative or an advisor, especially that's an independent advisor that represents a multitude of different companies that can help you address your needs, your goals. They can put you in a great product to do everything that you need it to.
Well, retirement planning, Adam, can be confusing enough, but it seems like adding inflation to it adds a little bit more complexity.
Scott, it really does. We see inflation every day that we go to the store, every day that we fill our car up with gas. I think the things that you really need to worry about as a retiree are, one, inflation. What's it going to be? Historically, over the last 100 years, it's been 3.5%. But with the way we're printing money and where our economy is at today, I think inflation is going to be a lot higher going forward. The second thing you need to look at is longevity. How long are you going to live? Are those dollars today, what are they going to be worth tomorrow in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now? The other thing that you need to look at is what kind of return you're making on your money. So those are the main concerns that I'm seeing, and inflation is a huge one.
Do you think a lot of your clients understand inflation and its effects?
Scott, I don't think that they do. On average, I meet with 3 to 4 people a day, 5 days a week. I talk to a lot of people, and I really just don't feel that they grasp how hard inflation is going to hit. Historically, like we've seen over the last 100 years, maybe 3 to 4% inflation. Going forward, I see that number to be a lot higher. If you think about it this way, if you're on a fixed income and you're making $1,000 a month, you have $1,000 a month coming in 20 years from now, that's going to be $500 a month. And so things are getting more expensive. We see it every single day. Every time we fill our gas or our car up with gas, every time we go to the grocery store, we see it, but I don't think we really feel that impact. And going forward, that's a huge, huge risk.
All right, thanks, Adam. As always, great advice. And if someone watching needed to contact you, how would they do that?
You can visit me on my website at www.myajmfinancial.com, or you can call me at 720-974-4800.
Adam, thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
My guest has been Adam Moeller in Denver, Colorado. You're watching Retirement News Today.